Hello, and welcome to Handled Ish Productivity for the Imperfect, a weekly podcast for those who want to elevate their productivity but are not looking for perfection. I'm your host, Betsy Hayes, and I'm really happy you're here with me in podcast land or on YouTube. This is episode 61. Keep promises to yourself. And the inspiration for this particular episode is because I just got back from the gym. I'm not sure if I mentioned that I joined a gym a couple of weeks ago because I'm getting to my end of my physical therapy for my knee, and I'm really motivated to keep, my legs strong. I'm also really motivated to get the rest of me strong. This is something that I've sort of been really wanting to do for the last few years is get myself in good physical shape. And I have done not a lot about it. And so I'm now keeping a promise to myself. And so I wanted to have this week's episode dedicated to those of us that do a really good job, taking care of things that are related to other humans or work. We're certainly not going to let anyone else down, yet sometimes we let ourselves down. And I was having a conversation last week, and we were talking about, what happens when we are overscheduled. And unfortunately, my default is to delete from my calendar the things that I have put on my calendar just for me. And, things like meditation or exercise or something like that. And I really didn't like that conversation. It didn't feel good to me. And it also felt kind of sad because I thought, oh my gosh, if I'm not going to keep, appointments to myself, you know, clearly there's no one else to do that for me. So I'm going to have to take a little bit more responsibility for taking a little bit better care of the things that I want to be doing for me. And so that coupled with just coming back from the gym and learning how to use some of the machines, getting a little bit of training on that, and learning that I'm really enjoying going, which is very surprising to me. Full disclosure, when I went to join, I walked in and it's this huge building with all this stuff going on. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to turn right around and go home. But fortunately, I was meeting a friend of mine, Jan, who you met on the previous podcast. And so therefore, I went ahead and did it. But then the next couple of times, I realized that it's not as overwhelming because literally no one cares about anything that is happening except for what they're doing with their own exercise. So, my challenge to you this week is to think about if you, unfortunately, I really hope this isn't the case, but if there is something that you have been promising yourself that you would do, or maybe it's a couple of somethings, and like me, you have deleted that from your calendar when things got busy or not put it in the priority list pile and kind of let all of the other obligations take a front seat to some of the things that you want to do for you. This is your sign. This is your sign that you should keep your promises to yourself. Again, that's something I'm really working on, and I think that it's something that all of us would really benefit from. There's a reason, right, that we have the intention to do these things because we think we would either enjoy them or it would, make us, healthier or happier. And yeah, we should not break promises to ourselves. If you say it out loud, it sounds really awful. It's like, yeah, I'm a person that breaks promises to myself. That's gross. And so, we're going to not do that anymore. So I'm just, again, issuing a little challenge based on a little inspiration I'm having in this particular regard. And so I can't wait to hear, what are the promises that you have been making to yourself? And do you keep them? Do you delete them first when you get a busy week? Or are those the things that take a little bit of higher priority in your life? Which, if that's the case, bless you. That is a cool thing, and we can all learn from you. Yeah, so I'm curious about what you think. I'm pretty excited about, this quest to keep my promises to myself, especially regarding this whole gym and exercise thing and, keeping my knee strong and getting the rest of me to get caught up. Yeah. So until then, or excuse me, not until then. I'm curious. I would love to know. So please let me know at Betsy Hayes on social. BetsyAHayes.com is my website. And have the most wonderful week. And please tune in next time for the next episode of Handled Ish Productivity for the Imperfect. And please take care. And you know what I'm going to say, be kind to yourself because you are doing way better than you think you are. Trust me.